What's going on, guys? It's going to be a quest guide to Fairytale Part 2, and we're going to be starting off here in Drainer Village, the marketplace to be exact. Same guy we spoke to for the first quest. Going to be Martin, the Master Gardener. Alright, so we're going to talk to him. He's going to basically tell us that, go ahead and click on talk to him about quests. He's going to tell you from the last quest that he's been checking his crops, and he's going to come back and tells you to come back so that he can tell you how it's going. So that's going to take about 2 minutes. Meanwhile, we need a vial of water, mortar and pestle, drayman staff. We're going to need some food because we're going to need to take it on about a 150. Some stamina potions because you're going to be bringing armor. It's going to be a little heavy. Get to Drainer Village using a glory amulet. Don't really need any teleports too much. I always bring a couple extra to get out. Do not need a prayer potion. I know I got it on me. However, you do not need it. I didn't realize when I made this that the 150 enemy is not affected by prayer. So we're going to ask about quests again. And after about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, he'll come back and tell you that it's still not growing right and that he needs your help to figure out what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to click on I suppose I'll help you out option, which is number 1. Meanwhile, we're going to head on down to the Paradise City where grass is green. JK. We're going to go ahead and run southeast. We're going to go towards that little building you go to in order to get to the fairy people out in Lumbridge Swamp. Be right here. And I do have a recording of pretty much me running to most places. I did not skip through too much because I wanted it to be about the length of the quest, so we do have maybe one spot I forwarded a little bit just because it got a little repetitive. Alright, so go ahead and equip the Drayman Staff, and we're going to go ahead and teleport to the Fairy City. Alright, so we're going to be going to Nuff's Corner, the Nuff fairy named Nuff. It's going to be into the fairy area to the west. We're going to be running right about here. Once we get in here, there's going to be a little bit of a cutscene, kind of does a span of the room. And we're going to be picking up Nuff's fairy certificate here. Alright, so on the eastern side of the room, you're going to go ahead and pick up the certificate. And we're going to go ahead and left-click and study. This is going to give us some sort of coded message on the back, so we got to figure out how to read this. We're going to start off by running just a little south to the cooking range, shown on the minimap here. And we're going to talk to the fairy chef. We show her the certificate. She says she's not sure, but she thinks that there's something by the cosmic altar, which is going to be just to the east here. And zoom in. Right here. So we're going to go down this path, and if you got high enough agility, you can use those shortcuts. If not, just take a couple seconds longer. Like I said, if you don't have the agility, just take a couple more seconds, run around there. And we're going to go take a look at the southern wall. And if you walk up, you'll see it. It's kind of blends into the wall here. But if we click on it, it will say read. This is basically breaking down how to read the back of the certificate, which, we don't need to do that. It'll do it itself. We're just going to go on to the next step, which means we're going to the throne room. So go back the path you just came. You guys should see here on the mini-map, we're going to go right up there, a little to the east, and then south. We're going to be talking to the Fairy Godfather. Going to select option number 1. And we're going to select option number 2 for the second question. We're going to do yes, okay. This is basically the part where if you're only doing this to get the fairy rings unlocked, you've achieved that by doing it up to this point. However, this is a full finished up the quest dealio, so we're going to go ahead and continue. So after we get the fairy rings unlocked, we're going to go to the fairy ring that's right here. Once you're coming out of the throne room, it's going to be to the west. Little transportation symbol here. Alright, now we gotta do this long drawn out process. It's horrible, but here we go. First we're going to is AIR. AIR. What the hell? Where the hell are we? Who is that? No way. Is that you, Tony? No, it's Ezekiel.
Fuck you, Tony! Fuck you! What's your name?
JK. Go back to Zenaris. And use the fairy ring again. This time we're going to D L R. DLR. And it's going to bring us out to this swamp. Back to Zenaris. And the next one's DJQ. DJQ. And that's going to actually teleport us to the same ring. So we're like, oh, crazy magic, blah, blah, blah. Go ahead and use it again. And we're going to AJS. AJS. Now we're finally at the hideout. So basically that sequence of teleports gets us to the Queen's hideout. So we're going to follow the path and cut straight across the little four-way intersection there. And here's the makeshift hospital for the Queen, because she's sick. We're going to talk to Fair Enough. Yada, yada, yada. So she basically wants us to go and see if the Fairy Godfather stole something from the Queen. So we gotta pickpocket him. We're gonna be making our way back to the fairy ring here after this damn random fairy gets the hell out of my face. Adds absolutely nothing to the story. I'm sure it does, I just don't care to read it. Sorry, just checking with myself. Back to Zenaris. Hello, sheep. Alright, so we are going to be going back to the throne room. Now, I'm going to say this ahead of time. When you go to pickpocket, make sure that none of the other fairies are facing you. Because if they are, and you pickpocket him and he catches you or they catch you, you'll get teleported out of Zenaris and you'll have to do all this over again. And who the hell wants to do that? So make sure they're not watching you. Well, that was pretty easy. Oh, look, it's something of the Queen's. So we're going to basically go back to the fairy ring. We need to go back to the hideout. And the unfortunate part about this damn quest is you got to do the same teleports, those 4 random teleports, in order to get to the hideout. Now the good thing is the second time you do it, there is a travel log. You can just click on it and do the 4 teleports by just clicking on that travel log. I know I clicked back to Zenaris a few times, but I believe if you click the travel log, you might be able to get there. If not, just teleport us back to Zenaris each time. Because at this point here is when I fucking realized I didn't have to do it, type it in each time. Alright, once we did all that, we're going to go ahead and run back to the Queen. Or I should say, fair enough. That's who we're speaking to. Alright, so now we need to go and get ourselves a flower and a Gorak horn in order to make a magic essence in order to cure the Queen. Alright, so we're going to actually go ahead and teleport right to the flower, which I believe is the floating cosmic island. Which is going to be CKP. CKP. Alright, once we're here, I was a little wondering, like, you know, looking around, I don't see the flower. It takes a couple seconds, you know, run around, talk to the random guy, whatever. It is pretty nice here, though. Be cool if I could, if they would make it so you could do construction and homes on this island. Or a similar island, you know, whatever. I don't know. Anyway. As I head back over here to the fairy ring, it looks like... Get the hell out of here, man. Nobody wants your shit. Nobody. What's this? We've got a sprout. Let's go and grab it. Rip it right off there. It looks like another one's coming up. However, you cannot take it. I did learn that. Nope, can't take it. Alright, whatever. Whatever. Alright, so we're going to go and get ready to take on the 150. Now, I brought armor and a melee weapon. I would highly recommend you bring that as well. Unless you're really low, you can try to safe spot them, but I don't know. I believe I go to Zenaris first, but I think you can teleport from there to the battle. So, we're going to be going to D-I-R. D-I-R. And we're going to be running into these Goraks. We just need to kill one. I'm going to go ahead and attack one. I was wondering if they were going to attack me, but I think if you stand in the fairy ring, they don't attack you until you move off of it. So, get yourself ready. equip yourself with whatever you need, and attack one. And they'll all stand there and be like, "What's up? What's going on?" And I know I used prayer during this fight, and it was only after I realized that the prayer had no effect. Alright, grab the Gorak horns and equip your Draymond staff and teleport back to Zenaris. Now you see me here struggling, that's because I'm like, why the hell can't I teleport? And I realize I don't have my Draymond staff on. Alright, we're back. And here we go again. We're going to be going and doing the whole little shabam. I am going to forward this junk because it is annoying. But you go ahead and get there, pause it if you need to. Going back to the Queen's hideout. Talk to Fairy Nuff, and she's going to explain to you what you basically need to do. And we're going to go ahead and click on the flower. You're going to use that on the vial of water. Alright, and then we're going to use the Gorak claws on the pestle and mortar. Put the dust from the claws into the vial. We got ourselves a magic essence. We're going to go ahead and use that. Make sure you don't drink it. Use it on the Queen. And poof, magically better. We're going to talk to her. And blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Oh no, it was the Godfather. And congratulations. We basically finished the quest here. We're going to go ahead and get ourselves 2 quest points, 3,500 Herblore XP, 2,500 Thieving XP, use of the Fairy Rings, and a Skill Lamp, which I think provides you with 2,500 XP. Well, if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching the video, and if you got any comments, definitely drop them at the bottom if something changes during the quest. If you were helped out by this, go ahead and leave a thumbs up or maybe even subscribe. Catch you later.